A line has intercepts at 4, 0, and 0, -3. Write the equation of this line. So, in a sense, I'm given 2 points. Clearly, I'm given two xy values, right? This is an x, this is a y, this is an x, this is a y. And I can use those points to figure out both the slope and the y-intercept. But they're telling me that these are the intercepts, so it's in a way they're giving me more than just 2 points, because one of the points they're giving me at 4, 0, x is 4 and y is 0. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. Right, this point is my x-intercept. So when y is 0, I've got my x-intercept, and when x is 0, I've got my y-intercept. So I know my y-intercept is at -3 already. And I also know, just from looking at these points, that the change in x and the change in y is pretty simple to figure out. My change in x is, well, my change in y rather is I go up 3 units, and my change in x then is I go over 4. So I can see um, my slope is going up 3 over 4. So I know my slope also is 3/4. And looking at the points too, I can write my delta x, delta y. I can see my change in x is oh no, it's not. My slope is not that. It's the change in y over the change in x. That's so goofy. So if I look at my y values, I can go 0 minus -3, which is 3. That's my change in y. 0 minus -3. And my change in x is 4 minus 0, which is 4. So I can see my slope that way. So at this point, I know both my y-intercept, right? I know my y-intercept, my value, my that parameter b, and I also know my slope parameter is 3/4. So the equation would be y equals 3/4 times x, and then minus 3. And just as a quick check, when I plug the number 4 into that, right, 4 times 3/4 becomes 3, and 3 minus 3 is 0. And if I was to plug in x is 0, this whole term goes away, right? And I'm just left with y is -3. So both of those points check as well. So I think maybe an issue might have been when we see the word intercepts, right? It's like, well, what's that? Well, we're just talking about where we're crossing the x-axis and where we're crossing, or y-axis, and where we're crossing the x-axis. But they're still just points, and we can use those points to come up with a this representation, the equation.